Services we tried on our autism journey, part 11. I left off where we were having a consultation with a lawyer because we decided therapeutic placement was the best choice for our daughter, and it was our end goal. So after we had the consultation, of course, we discussed we wanted to do the advocate or the lawyer. It was no question. Both of us were like, absolutely, we have to use a lawyer in this situation. Again, that was our personal situation. Advocates are great in a lot of situations. Now, another reason why we decided we needed to use a lawyer was because our school district, in particular, our lawyer had worked with many times before and had worked with the people as well. The coordinator were matched with for Ella's case. And he said that they are on a high horse about their programs. And they're not going to budge easily. They're going to push back, and the chances of them placing Ella and allowing her to be in therapeutic placement is rare. He made it very clear that the steps moving forward were crucial. He was honest with us that if we move forward with him, we could try. We can't be disappointed if it doesn't work out because the chances are so low. We decided it was worth it to us to move forward with him, with the school district, and just see where we could get, because we knew that first place we moved to in this suburban area, it wasn't a permanent home. We purposely moved to a temporary home, knowing that we were going to live there for maybe a couple years, and then we were going to be looking the whole time for a more permanent home once we got to know the area. So to us, as long as we collected our 60 days of data that we needed for a school district to justify placing Ella in a therapeutic day school, we were at least making progress in that aspect. And then if we had to change school districts, that was still an option for us. So obviously, we talked to the lawyer again. I said, what are the first steps? He told me to go ahead and send an email back to the school that we were ready to begin, and he would take care of the rest. And he contacted the school's lawyer. And let them know that he was representing Ella. I said, what do I do when they start asking me questions why we're using a lawyer? And he said, just make them understand that you just want to make sure that she's safe. Just explain your concerns and be honest, just like you were to me, that it's all about safety. Of course, the communication at the school district must not have been that great, because the lawyer was contacted for the school district and they did not communicate to the coordinator that Ella had representation. So when I did send the email to the coordinator, she acted as though she was unaware that Ella had a lawyer. Now, I don't know if that was purposeful. She called me to follow up on us wanting to start. And I will say again, we started this process at the end of September of 2023. So I want to make it clear that, especially if your child has special needs, you don't have to, there's no cutoff. If you're ready to start with the school district, you just have to make the phone call or make that communication, and they have to get started and find a placement for you. And if they say that they can't do that, then I definitely would try to reach out to an advocate minimum, because you have rights. So she calls me. She's just basically wanting to know what changed our mind, and just small talk situation. I knew I didn't really want to say too much, but I got right to the point that it was just, we decided it's time. I just wanted to let you know that Ella does have legal counsel that you can talk to further. She acted taken aback. She wanted to know if there's something that they did wrong in that first meeting that we had. Was there a reason why we were very concerned and thought it was necessary to get a lawyer? So I don't know if that was maybe the goal there, was to maybe get it out of me in a way where it seemed that they didn't know the situation. I don't know. So I just said, to us, Ella's needs are very severe. She's very unpredictable, and her safety is our number one priority. And we just want to make sure that she's safe. And we are very open and willing to move forward and have a good communication back and forth. But safety is number one. Quality of life, safety, and if some learning happens because of the nature of her condition, it's limited in the learning department. If that happens, that's great. Progress is so important to me. But before progress is safety and quality of life. So that was basically the discussion we had, and she said she would reach out to our lawyer for further communication. Of course, they only have so many days to get a plan together and then set up an IEP meeting. So I don't remember the time frame and what that was. Everything came together very quickly when the lawyer was involved. I think it was this particular lawyer too. It just seemed like the fact that he was involved made everybody get into gear real quick. So then we have to talk about the IEP meeting that was scheduled very quickly because we needed to get the ball rolling on school. Our lawyer attended virtually. The school was very good about hooking all of that up so he could be front and center around the conference room table. I talked to my husband and I was like, you know what? I think we need to have Ella attend because Ella, she can't sit still. She really struggles to not be stimming and have very intense behaviors. She's very hyperactive. She has to be moving. I said we should bring her and we should show them. Like, let her run around the room. Let her grab the plants that are in the room. Attempt, because I know that she's going to attempt to put them in her mouth and I'm going to be chasing after her and I'm going to have to grab them away and keep her safe. And she's going to go for all of the things that are unsafe. They're going to learn very quickly the severity of the situation. And going into it, it was just a thing about being honest about Ella's needs, making it known that safety is number one, safety, quality of life, that she's happy, and to try and progress her in potty training and communication. Those were always my two things. What are your goals? Those are my biggest goals, because before potty training and communication, less room for learning until those things are mastered. If she can't get through a day without having potty accidents, then she's always going to be in a situation where it's holding her back because they have to clean her up, or she is distracted because she has to go, or she feels uncomfortable. Right? So once she can master that, it's going to allow more time for learning. Once she can communicate, obviously, there's going to be ways for her to show everyone what she needs and what she knows. So it was always safety, quality of life, and happiness. And then it was communication and potty training. The IEP meeting was interesting. I'll get to that in part 12, I think it is.